What's going on, champs and chambits? It's FireMonkey here, and the V23.10 aka Major Winterfest update for Fortnite has officially released. So in today's YouTube video, we're going to be hopping on the private server looking at all of the brand new skins that aren't currently encrypted that got added to the game this update, and also talking about the Winterfest cabin and everything you should see inside of it, because honestly it's a pretty unique experience. So of course I do want to mention right now that this is being done on a private server and things might be a little buggy here and there. I mean, if we go to the lobby right now, as you can tell, I don't have a lobby background. It's just because of everything going on. Now, before we actually showcase everything, something I thought that would be nice for you guys to see is, of course, going to be the super level variants for this season. So let's go ahead and go over here, go to page 4 of 6, and view these. Firstly, we have the Elysian variants, which have this unique galaxy aesthetic, which, if you guys remember, in one of my recent videos before this season actually released, I said I wanted to see some more galaxy-themed cosmetics. So seeing these as the super level variants this season make me super excited, right? It makes me super hyped because I've been wanting more galaxy themed stuff, and we have tons of really cool skins with this aesthetic. And I mean, look at the Ageless with that aesthetic going on with it, right? It looks super cool, and of course this is going to be something that works with the different variants of each skin, so it's going to allow for a lot of customization, and I'm excited for them. But it gets even better past just this, because if we go over here to the next page, you'll notice that we get more of this like blue galaxy thing, like more of a blue galaxy confetti themed thing, and it starts looking pretty sick, right? You know, for some skins like the Ageless, you know, maybe I'm not the biggest fan of it, but overall you do get a pretty unique design, and I gotta admit that, you know, the Epic Games did a really good job on super level variants this season, and I could honestly see myself actually just casually rocking these variants with these skins as I continue to use them in the future, because we do have some galaxy themed cosmetics overall that really allow me to put the full like combos and everything together for these. But of course, like everything else we've mentioned before, when it comes to super level variants, it's only the skins that got them and nothing else. Now over here we have the final stage, which is more of like a golden galaxy theme, being the Hasselon theme, and you know, they're really nice skins overall, right? They're really nice themes, and I'm really excited for them. But of course, you know, I'm just more of a simp for the galaxy aesthetic overall, so I thought I would just kind of mention this, right? So as you can see here, we got a different variant design right there, and then as we go over to like Dusty and stuff, you can see how the variant changes and elaborates and like adapts to the different character designs. Overall, I think the designs are actually pretty solid this time around, and probably you know what, I'm going to be brave enough to say it right now. I do believe that these are probably my favorite super level variants we've ever gotten from any season in Fortnite. You know, the one we got a long time ago where it was just like that like knight skin, that was pretty cool as well, like the female knight skin, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I like the red aesthetic to it, but I do gotta admit that I'm a simp for the galaxy theme, so just seeing these makes me excited. But that is something I thought I'd show you guys, because that is something that got added this update, and of course, you know, it's kind of big topics to talk about. You know, it's super level variants, who doesn't love those? But next up, of course, we got to go through all the skins. Now, I'm not going to do a whole like, oh, here's a super fast showcase or anything. I'm going to just go ahead, talk about the skin itself, talk about my thoughts on it, and of course, we got to start off with Mr. Beast. Can I just mention his face looks so weird in Fortnite? Like, I get it, it's Mr. Beast, but just like this icon right here, the hat off icon, just the smile, it looks so weird. It just looks so off-putting to me for some reason, but at the same time, it's Mr. Beast, and I'm excited to, you know, see the cosmetic in the game. But I think what I'm more excited for is the Mr. Beast 6000 outfit, because look at this, right? This uses a cel-shaded aesthetic to it, but it also just looks a lot cooler with the mask and everything. And of course, if you want to, you can take the mask off, and we basically just have like an official anime Mr. Beast theme going on here. So if anything, if I do buy the Mr. Beast cosmetics, which I most likely will, I'll probably be rocking this one the most, just because it looks super cool. And of course, Mr. Beast has this unique little like animation when idle, just kind of, you know, being Mr. Beast. I don't really know how else to describe it than that. But where it gets interesting out of all the cosmetic leaks has to come with this skin right here named Hannah. Now, firstly, Hannah is a very customizable skin. As we can see here, you can go through all these different variants of it. You can switch between racing suit and a normal suit, and you're able to choose a lot of different color themes. Now, the hair always stays the same no matter which color you choose, but of course you can put on the helmet and the jacket and stuff in order to do this, and it's just a nice little way to kind of, you know, change your design around and, you know, mix and match the skin. But the most interesting part, in my personal opinion, about this skin right here is that it was actually supposed to release 2 entire seasons ago. That means back in Chapter 3, Season 3, this skin was supposed to release back then, so it got delayed for the longest time, time. Not really for sure why, but I assume it's because it's one of those more ambitious skins that has a lot of reactivity to it. It has a loading screen as well that we'll show a little bit later, and tons of stuff going on for it. Now right here we have Arctic Adeline, which is the free skin this season from Winterfest, so you'll be able to claim this from the presents. There's a hood down variant, so you can have the hood down or have the hood up depending on what you want. Overall, a pretty simplistic skin, but honestly a pretty clean and nice Winterfest skin to see them giving out to people. We then have the Graveheart skin, which actually was a concept art survey skin we had saw a long time ago, which has officially been added to the game. This also has a Ghostlight variant, which is kind of just like some lighter clothing. Overall, pretty nice skin. I really like the aesthetic going on for it, and I just gotta give it, a thumbs up. Next up, we're actually going to be skipping over the Guffs because I have something interesting to talk about with both of them here, and going over to this skin, which, has been known for the longest time by the surveys and everything to be coming to the game. This skin has finally been added, and oh my god, does it look so good in Fortnite, right? Just like the chest having this like ghostly aesthetic inside of it just looks so cool, and this is just a really clean skin in my opinion. Now this was added to the game, of course, and will be sold in the item shop, so that is something nice to see. This right here is the Snow Dancer skin, which will be sold in the item shop, but it also has a selectable variant and looks pretty clean as well. You can see the selectable variant is called Winter's Night, and it's just kind of like a palette swapped aesthetic, right? Whereas this one was kind of like white clothing with black hair. This is white hair with blackish clothing and, like a pearlescent theme going on it, or iridescent, whatever you want to call it, and I think it looks pretty cool. And then finally, before we go over to the Guffs, we have a Lumi Jelly. This is actually going to be a real money bundle you'll be able to buy in the item shop soon for, actual money instead of V-Bucks, and it'll come with some quests you'll be able to do for some, bonus V-Bucks in the game, and I gotta admit, it actually has a really cool aesthetic. Now, something weird is when it blinks, the eyes just kind of disappear, right? The eyes just go poof, and I don't really know why, but that is something that's been going on here. Now, this Guff right here, the Sled Ready Guff, is going to be a free Winterfest 2022 gift you'll be able to claim at the very end of Winterfest, so you'll be able to rock this in-game and have some fun. And then where it gets interesting is this Guff right here, Guff Gringle. This is an exclusive Guff skin that's going to be completely free only to those who purchase it via the Epic Games Store, meaning you're going to have to use a cloud gaming service if you don't own a PC, or you have to find like a way to use like an API or a bot or something in order to claim this skin, because you won't be able to claim it on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, anywhere else. You have to go through somewhere that uses the Epic Games Store, and I think it looks pretty nice, right? I think it looks super clean, and honestly, it's just funny to see kind of like a fake mustache on a Guff skin, so that's nice to see. Now, of course, all these cosmetics are going to be related to the Winterfest cabin, so we don't have to really talk about that too much, but let's go ahead and look at the back blings. Firstly, we got Mr. Beast back bling, right? The prize package back bling, which is reactive, where over time it will fill more and more with money until at the very end of a match it's just, plumb full of money right here. As you can see, just gets full of cash, and it just kind of allows you to have your wealth being shown out to the world. Now, of course, you can turn the reactivity off if you want, but you won't be able to have the cash flowing out of it if you have reactivity off. So you either got to choose between just a backpack or a backpack that overflows with money slowly throughout your match. It is nice to see them having the toggle option for reactive stuff, though. It's just a unique little thing. And then if we go over here, this Falalala Llama is going to be a free Winterfest 2022 back bling that you'll be able to claim through one of the presents. However, this right here, the Chillalama, is basically the exact same thing. However, it's a crew member exclusive. So if you're a part of the Fortnite crew, you'll be able to claim this back bling right here entirely for free. And I think it's a nice little bonus to see them giving people who own the crew pack and, are actively buying it every so often. Now, of course, you can just grab this version if you want, because this doesn't require the crew or anything. But this is just, a bonus little back bling you'll be able to obtain if you're a part of the crew. We have the Jelly Skins new little back bling, which has a little nice aesthetic going on for it. I think it looks very clean. We have the skull of I'm not even going to say the name. You can read the name down there if you want, but it's just a nice little skull that matches that skin that we showed earlier, the one that I said has a really cool aesthetic. We have the Flurry Flutters back bling, which goes with that one skin that had like the Winter's Night variant to it. And ooh, I actually didn't see this before, but this shininess looks really clean on it. We have the Soul Shroud back bling, which I think is a really cool cape, right? right? Like, honestly, I might try finding a way to fit this onto my current main, Sergeant Clover or something, but this is a really detailed and nice looking cape to have in the game, and of course, you know, it's just nice to see it being sold in the item shop soon. And then we have the Wings of Woe back bling to go with that new, like, stone skin we saw, which of course has another variant to it, which is the Ghostlight variant. Looks pretty nice. Overall, you know, a decent amount of cosmetics when it comes to skins and back blings. And then we got the pickaxes. Now, of course, we have to start off with Mr. Beast with the Beast Claw, which is just, you know, a normal claw type pickaxe. And can I mention, like, this actual hit design looks super nice. It's funny to see how money falls out of it. It's funny to see how, like, cartoony the little hit effect is. And it looks like it's going to be a nice little, like, pickaxe to use, especially on the Mr. Beast skin, just because of the unique aesthetic to it. Now, we also have the Mr. Beast Smasher pickaxe, which has a nice little sound to it. I'll play it here for you, but also has a Basher variant. Now, the Basher variant isn't really anything too crazy, just a slight color change, and it doesn't really seem to match any of the current skins in the game, maybe the umbrella, but it is something that's there. We have the Momentum pickaxe, which I think looks super cool as well. I just like green things, all right? I'm a simp for the color green, and that's got green in it, so I like this pickaxe. We have Jelly's little pickaxes as well, which of course, you know, have to be jelly themed, of course. Looks really nice. It's got a nice aesthetic, and I'm pretty much just saying that a lot. So let me just kind of speed run through this, right? Let me go ahead and let you guys hear the sounds of everything, because I'm going to be honest, I'm not really too picky when it comes to Fortnite cosmetics. I'm just like, looks cool, thumbs up. Now, this is a reactive cosmetic, which I hope if we hit it enough here, we should be able to see the reactivity. I don't think it's actually going to show up. Oh, we heard a little bit of a sound there, so maybe there's something reactive going on with it. I'm uncertain of what exactly it is. Maybe you saw it there, but I haven't seen it. We have the Plum Talon pickaxe, which is part of that, like, stone skin, which of course has a Ghostlight variant as well, which is a slightly different color scheme. And then we ended off with a utility Snap Sword, which goes to that Hannah skin we talked earlier about that was supposed to release 2 whole entire seasons ago. Now, here's the part that I mentioned in yesterday's video that has been reconfirmed, which is that the Mr. Beast branded umbrella, as the description describes it, is a one-only cosmetic, meaning you have to win this in order to get it. If you don't win it, you're not going to be able to get this umbrella. It won't ever be sold in the item shop, but it is still interesting to see Epic Games, you know, even teasing that in the description. But of course, a Mr. Beast collaboration wouldn't be complete without a wrapped up Lambo that you'll, oh my I actually didn't know the doors opened up and money just starts flying out. You know what? This just really screams Mr. Beast. All right, yeah, as you can tell, this is definitely a collaboration Epic Games has been working on with Mr. Beast for a while, and it's pretty funny, right? It's pretty cool to look at, and it's funny to see how everything relates to money. We have a free Winterfest 2022 glider right here, which is just, you know, a unique little design, kind of showing off some, like, snowboard, skateboard type things as a little glider. It looks a little weird. I don't really know how many combos I'd be able to make out of this, but it is there for anyone who wants it. We have this glider right here, which is another free glider for Winterfest 2022. Has a nice little aesthetic. I love the redeploy animation here, how it, like, is a present that opens up to an actual glider. I think that's really cool, right? Having a little bit of extra flair to it whenever you open it up just makes it feel a lot more unique. So it's nice to see that. And then, of course, we have Hannah's glider, which looks cool, right? I'm not sure if you ride on top of it. I would assume you would ride on top of this. I don't know how else you'd glide on it, grab by the wheels or something. But of course, this also has the option to choose different color variants, and the color variants affect everything. Like the whole entire, like, sink-in animation to everything and whatnot. It's all there, it's all vibing, and I gotta admit, it looks pretty nice. We only have one contrail this season, of course, which is the ribbon trail thing you'll be able to get for free, so that's something to keep your eye out for when it comes to Winterfest 2022. And then we have a bunch of sprays, right? You can kind of see them right here. I'll kind of click through them. There is a little bit of a glitch sometimes, though, where sprays will overlap on each other just like that, so kind of try ignoring that. But overall, you can see a generalized design of how everything looks in the game. Overall, you know, a decent amount of sprays, some decent designs, some emoticons as well, but where I really get excited for is, of course, gotta be the emotes in the game. So let's start it off by showing off Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast doesn't really have any music with his emote, but he just kind of, you know, makes it rain tons of cash. And honestly, I think it's funny to see how they fully designed like a money gun themed after Mr. Beast's like logo and stuff. I think that's just really cool, and it lasts forever, right? You can just make it rain. You can spin around in the locker and just make it rain all over there if you wanted to. But overall, pretty decent thing. We have the Little Prancer emote, which is majestic. It's a traversal emote. You'll be able to ride around on the island with this. I think it just looks beautiful, right? This is just funny. And this is true Fortnite fashion. I love it, right? I love it so much, and I'm glad to see this as one of the free emotes we'll be able to get. We have the curling iron emote with the description of, do you even lift, bro? So if you're one of those people who like going to the gym, you know, you like having that as your personality, you now got an emote in Fortnite for that. I know, pretty crazy, right? Now, I'm not really for sure if there's any like special effect that happens if you do this emote too long, or what would happen if you like stop doing the emote, if there's any special animation for it, but it is nice to see that they at least have put it in the game. And then finally for the emotes, we have the tornado spin emote, which is just really well detailed. I don't really know what else to say here except just look at it, right? I think they did a pretty good job. I would say they did a pretty decent job in this emote, and you know what? It's nice to see that it's bundled with the Hannah cosmetics, so you'll be able to pick up the skin, the back bling. Was there a back bling? I'm not really even for certain anymore. The skin, the glider, the emote, everything else with it, and it's just a clean little design. Now, it would be interesting to see if you like change this to like red or something, if it changes the emote. So we're going to quickly experiment here. It does! Okay, so if you have the glider equipped, you can actually change what the skateboard is for the emote. I think that's really cool, and it actually makes the glider have a lot more uniqueness to it, whereas before it might have just been very bland, right? It's just like, it's a thing that exists. Now, for the actual loading screens, we got this update. We got a free one for people a part of the Fortnite crew, which is actually a promo image they had tweeted before the season came out. We have this one, which comes with the Hannah cosmetics, you know, the Hannah skin and everything else. Pretty neat design and everything, all things considered. You know, I think it's crazy to see how big, like, they made the pickaxe and whatnot, but overall, you know, a pretty neat design. And then, of course, Mr. Beast himself. Now, Mr. Beast's loading screen is going to be a free loading screen that you'll be able to get from the actual creative map once the challenges go live later today, but that is something to keep in mind. Now, for the final bit here, I'm just going to be showing the... I'm so concerned what just happened there. It was like a spray showed up on the wrap. Anyways, I'm going to be showing all the new cosmetics, you know, all the new wraps only on this gun right here, because I think it's just way too much time to go through every single gun. So firstly, we have Mr. Beast wrap, no animations or anything, but it has a clean design. Next up, we have the acceleration wrap, which, ooh, I like this, right? You know, whenever you shoot it, you get a nice bright green effect going on it, but I think overall, pretty clean, and especially if you want to mix this with some of those chrome cosmetics from the previous season, it definitely kind of matches the chrome aesthetic, so I could see this being a good pair for those. Next up, of course, we have the Adrenaline Chaser wrap, which has, you know, the unique design on the front, and then whenever you shoot it, I wasn't expecting that. I thought just the things back here would wave a little bit, but it seems to be a lot more interactive where the head in the front kind of just like bounces forwards and backwards, and then the waves behind it start like shaking more with it. So that's nice to see. Next up, we have an animated Gringle gift wrap, which is just, you know, a nice little wrap that has a star that kind of like spins around. Very nice. Even if you don't want to use Christmas guff, you basically have yourself a guff wrap now, right? You're able to use it on normal guff, and I think it would look pretty clean. We have the Slushy Sneak wrap, which I think is honestly very adorable. I mean, look at it. You got a little snowman on there. You just got a snowman gun. I think it has a very nice aesthetic going on for it. And then finally, we have the Silver Dirge wrap, which kind of matches, you know, that whole entire like stone skin we saw earlier that I talked about. Overall, the wraps look very cool. I think all the cosmetics are very pleasing to see. And for one final bit, we kind of have to go to our music packs because, you know, we got the normal music packs. We got When the Wind Blows, which is Winterfest 2022 themed, and I'm going to let these play for a little bit here because I know some people want to hear the music packs. But we have, as you can see right here, right, I'm trying to like point at it, I don't know, this is hard to do. Right there in the corner, we got a Doom Eternal music pack, or I guess a Doom music pack, and I think that's very interesting to see them add to the game. Now, I'm not for sure if I'll get copyrighted for it. I don't think I will. We will play it in a moment here, of course, as we go through these. We have the Fractured Melody music pack, which is very spooky. It's got the butterfly out in the sky and everything, and might even be hinting towards more lore in the future. I'm not really for sure, but it also might be related to the live event. Actually, you know what? Yeah, this most likely is related to the Fractured live event because it literally has the word fracture in the name of it. But overall, you know, unique little designs and unique little music packs for Winterfest 2022. But of course, nothing would be complete in the Doom collaboration without this Rip and Tear 2016 edition. Press play to Rip and Tear. This is an official music pack you'll be able to get in the Winterfest cabin, and if you want this on day one, this video is a nice one for you to watch because, believe it or not, it's going to be pretty easy to get this day one, right? Because if we go to the Winterfest cabin now, we go ahead, go inside of it, you may notice, out of all the presents, there's one over here on the left side that just seems to be sticking out a little bit more than normal, right? There seems to be a small little present here with a little bit of an interesting design going on, And that is because this present is, of course, going to be the Rip and Tear music pack. Now, of course, these designs will be a little bit nicer and have a little bit different colors to them, and they won't all be from Agent Jones once they officially release. It just shows up as if they're from Agent Jones because we're on this private server. And as a little bit of some added little goodies here, if you go over to the left, you can click on the fridge, and this fridge will update over time with more stuff in it. There'll be some, you know, shield pots, some minis, and all that type of stuff being added to it over time. So it's nice to see that they're having little bits of small interactable things, such as being able to click the neon sign up here to turn it off, being added to the Winterfest cabin. Now, before we even go to the right side here, I want to mention as well, if you sit here for long enough, you'll be able to hear the two characters right here sitting on the couch pinging something because they are, believe it or not, having a Fortniteception and playing Fortnite inside the Fortnite Winterfest cabin. So if we go over to the right side here, you may notice we got a few presents. Of course, you got like the bigger presents, you got the smaller presents, but you got a little buddy. You got a little buddy over here just sleeping. Whenever you try clicking on him, he kind of just like shoos you away. That's because this works like the previous things, like, you know, the frozen pilly where over time it thawed, where you just kind of got to wait for him to wake up, right? As you open more gifts, he'll wake up and you'll be able to claim him later down the line. Now, it's uncertain if you'll be able to claim him early using APIs and stuff. That might be a possibility, but of course, I'm not for certain. And I did not mean to click that, but that's a feature. That's one of the things in the cabin you'll be able to interact with. So if you wanted to hear the emote, oh, okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting all that. Well, that's a wonderful thing. Okay, if you want to have a little bit of fun in your cabin, go ahead, give those a click, because those have a nice little jingle and nice little like animation going on for them. And then, of course, finally, we have the actual supercharged XP log, where you can just sit here, right? You can just sit here and get yourself some free XP. Now, of course, since I'm on the private server, once I back out from this log area, it's going to give me an error. But I think with that said, that's pretty much everything you need to know about today's YouTube video, right? That's everything you need to know about the new Winterfest update. A lot of stuff going down. Tons of new cosmetics, tons of new stuff, upcoming challenges, and more. And overall, I'm excited. Thumbs up. Pretty good update, and I will see you champs and champettes next time with another video. Peace out.